So you spoke a little bit earlier about your reasons for wanting to support Donald Trump in 2016 and him motivating you to vote. And then here you are in the epicenter of Republican politics in Milwaukee this summer in July at the Republican National Convention. And, you know, we happened to be in with Senator Gruters, Evan Power, some others Saturday when what happened, and I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, it was. We were in the skybox at Brewers Stadium, and I think it was Sydney that kept trying to call Joe and tell him what happened. And we finally got the news that about the assassination attempt, and we quickly turned on the TV that was in the skybox, and nobody knew what was happening. I mean, until we saw him stand up and, do the fight thing, it was, I think everybody's heart dropped. You could hear a pin drop in that room. And so going forward to Monday, sitting at the RNC, and our seats were one level up directly behind where Trump was sitting. And
in the balcony. Right above the president's seat.
But I probably could have thrown a rock. And it probably would have gotten
You
there.
could have. I could not have.
And I just remember looking at the back of his head, and the feeling of vulnerability that I felt within myself of him sitting there surrounded by thousands and thousands of people. There's the video up right there. After his life was just almost taken from him.
That's a good picture of the ear bandage, right?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the feeling that I felt of vulnerability, I can't imagine being him and having your life that close, almost being taken away from you, and then having the courage to come out and sit in that seat for the rest of the RNC.
Well, and have how many hundreds? I mean, we weren't alone in those seats. There were thousands of people in that balcony who he had his back to that entire time. And you wrote an incredible Facebook post that we'll put on the Reasonable Arguments podcast Facebook after this. But it was just such a touching. I kind of looked over at you at one point.
And you tried talking to me while I was typing.
And I could see the emotion on your face. And I thought,
right,
well, are you okay? And I was like, are you okay? And you're like, hush, I'm writing, like I usually say to you, like, you come into the office and I'm like, stop, I'm writing, like, leave me alone.
I get emotional thinking about it because it was, I don't know how any other person would have reacted. Because I was thinking, okay, if someone just tried to, shoot me in my head and hit my ear, would I even want to leave the house? I mean, would I even want to run for president? Why am I doing this if there is a literal target on my back? And, it just, the amount of respect that I had for him in that moment of sitting there and having his back to me, which I know it wasn't just to me, but that's how I felt. And, I wanted to do everything to protect him. It was just a really weird feeling of vulnerability and just protection of just how strong this man is to come out and be with his supporters because he knew we needed to see him.
Yeah, so
right.
Is how I feel.
When I was down there with the Suns junior, and you could tell the anger that they had on their face, especially with reporters about,
sure.
Everything, asking silly questions after their father almost got murdered by about a centimeter.
Yes.
I mean, if that didn't fire up the base or fire up everything going on, then, it's one of those life moments where, holy moly. I mean,
well, then you get on social media and people are making fun of it. Oh, it's a shame it wasn't just an inch the other way, and they should have been a better shooter. It's astonishing how people turn so angry and so hateful. I don't know how, being a human being, you can do that.
I mean, think about it. Being at the convention, I can only speak for myself, but there wouldn't be a chance in this world if our president, Joe Biden, got close to assassination that I wouldn't pray for him, or I'm rooting for the bullet to go the other way.
Don't you do it? Football teams. Look at football teams.
Yeah.
I mean, even the stands clap when the other team gets up
if
they're hurt.
Are we not Americans? So people that are writing this, and this is what's wrong with the left ideology, is that they're actually rooting for murderers
Yes.
to take down our political figures. I mean, are we in a banana republic? No, we're in the United States. And you have so many people that are rooting for death of our
Yes.
leaders. Just because you disagree with us about certain political situations doesn't mean that you should be
Or you
writing.
just don't even like his personality.
Yeah,
You
that-
want him dead because you don't like his personality.
And it encourages people. I
Yeah,
mean, that
it's-
shooter is 17, 18 years old. I mean, there's a lot of 18-year-old kids that could be influenced. We don't need the left championing these ideologies. So
Yeah, and then these people will be going to church on Sunday, and it just
I don't think
it's
they
just
go to church. So
Yep.
yeah.
yeah, and it was a very surreal moment for me, especially because I didn't even
Yeah.
I fought about going to the RNC. Probably because Jamie told me I needed 3 different outfits for the day. I needed to wear comfortable shoes. You should wear tennis shoes. Well, any girl knows you can't wear tennis shoes with a dress outfit. I mean, it's stupid. But so that whole
Carrie Bradshaw does that pretty good.
yeah. Well, she's no longer on the air. So, but I'm so glad that I went. It was one of the most humbling experiences, and to be a part of that history was just it was something I will never forget. And so, thank you, Jamie, for forcing me to go. I appreciate it.
Well, anytime, baby.
Yes, absolutely.
And-
I get emotional thinking about it because it was, I don't know how any other person would have reacted. Because I was thinking, okay, if someone just tried to, shoot me in my head and hit my ear, would I even want to leave the house?